Hello, everyone. This is Anne Butler, the book Griffin. Welcome to another book chat. And today, this will be another author interview. And my conversation today will be with Nikei Salas. I'm just going to go and get her and bring her in. Are you ready? Just going to bring her in now. Nikei, hello.
Good morning. Well, I know it's a different time over there.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna share this with you.
Okay.
It's so in alignment. My mom loved film, TV shows, movies from the UK.
Okay.
I watch a new show from UK. I'm like, Mom, oh look what I'm watching.
And what was her favorite? What were her favorites?
Okay, so Peaky Blinders on Netflix.
Okay.
And then what was the other one? This one was a while, Gangs of London. She liked that one. I only watched season 1.
Okay.
Human. You ever see about the robots?
Yes, I did. I didn't really get into that one so much, but yes, this was a while ago. Yes, that was a while ago. Human. Yes.
Yeah. So even the new one that I watch, I'm like, oh, my mom would have loved this. So she lives on.
Indeed, they do, don't they? So how are you? I mean, have I disrupted your Sunday morning?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to share in this conversation, this connection with you. Also in alignment is I just believe nothing is coincidental, that we are just like how we create books. We are creating our life story. And me and my mom, like I said, we shared in that fascination of many things, not only the TV shows and the movies of that came from the UK, but the second book I wrote, He Poisoned Me and Left Me for Dead.
Yes.
I haven't been to England yet. It's on my list, but Jennison lived in England.
Okay. That title is so dark.
Yeah, so that was my first fictional book, and I purposely wanted to have it question people when they see it, though the book is totally different, because a lot of people thought, which makes sense, that it was horror. And how I explain it is she goes through a necessary horror to bring her to her healing. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I see that. So I made a list so that I remember the chronology of your stories.
Okay.
So the first one, if the records on Goodreads are correct, was Black Girl Gone Guru.
Yes.
2016. So what was the genesis for that one?
Well, so Black Girl Gone Guru was birthed from so that's nonfiction, and I call it an introduction to me instead of a memoir or biography, because like I said, our story goes on, right?
Yes.
Really, encompass our whole life story.
Yes.
And I believe there's certain things that's just only shared with certain people in your life journey and the divine creator, right? But I wanted to share, because I was beginning to talk, go to different places and share my story with young girls, teenage mothers, and girls that was needing encouragement out of the different situation they was going through. So I decided to put some of that of what I had went through, being a young mother, going through different situations with previous jobs, but how I chose not to see it as just as obstacles. They were how I believe meant for me to go through to overcome them, and which, like I said, led to me going to go speak about it. That our hardships are not to always come to hurt us, but to help, transform us into new people.
Yes, it can be part of our learning. It can be because sometimes
Yes.
I believe that the people who have life the easiest, I don't know if anyone really does, but the people who have life the easiest are worse prepared to deal with adversity because they've never had to, right?
Yes. I agree. And that's me and my husband, we had this conversation recently because so we have this thing in the morning where we call coffee talk. So before we go begin our day, we sit and we had coffee and we just just be talking about life stuff.
Yeah.
And we go over things that happened the previous day or so forth. And sometimes when I talk to people and they share it, and I get it. I'm not dismissing nothing that a person goes through. However, I encourage people to see, open them to a different perspective.
Yeah.
And I can only say them because of what I have went through.
Yeah.
I can look back on my past and say, had I not went through this, that, and the other, I would not be able to see things the way that I see things and be
Yes.
prepared. In my life, my previous life, I was a nurse. So when I've learned, even through that, I worked in hospice, I worked in post-acute, I worked in school nursing, just all these different things. When I would go to a new job, or it could be in the same area of healthcare,
Yes.
because of my previous situations, it helped me to walk in and be like, okay, I'm like, do, what do I need to do? And I would have nurses even ask me, well, you only been on this job for a couple weeks, a couple months. How are you able to do this? Because of the stuff that I went through before.
That's right. That's right. You have to take it with you. Otherwise, what is the point?
Yes, yes. So that's just how I live life. I just ask the divine creator, what are you going to teach me today? And may I be open to be allowed the lessons, because I know the lessons just ain't for me. It's for me to share with other people.
The sharing is the purpose, right? That is the whole point. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. So that was what you put down on paper and shared with us in 2016.
Yes.
And then in 2018, you gave us he poisoned me and left me for dead.
Yes.
So this was a novella. So this is a novella, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my first fiction book. And because I would have people like, oh, okay, when you gonna write another nonfiction? I was like, at this time, I'm done with that. I believe that chapter is finished, is complete, and I want to create more fictional stories, but seeded with truth.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because I think that's the for me, I believe that's the best way to teach people if they're again open. So he poisoned me and left me for dead. That came off the heels of a trip that me and my husband went to a couple years before that. When we go to different places, especially different countries.
Yeah. You travel a lot, do you?
Yes, we love to travel in. Yes, we love to try. That's why I said England is on my list. I gotta, still working my way towards getting over there.
Okay.
When we went to the Dominican Republic, we don't like to just stay on the hotel or resort. We like to venture out.
The same, yes.
Yeah, you gotta learn, the people, the culture. I like to just drop myself in and then just be like, okay, y'all just feed me. Just feed me. What this is what, okay. I might not have eaten this before. I might have but hey, if you say that this is good, let's try it. And if I don't like it, It's okay. It's not a bad.
I've tried. Yes.
Yes, I've tried it. So he poisoned me and left me for dead. We went on an excursion that ended up or opened us up to a ritual of the Taino people.
Taino.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. My parents were from Jamaica. So there were also Tainos in Jamaica. Yes.
Oh my God, Ann. Oh my God. And see, wow, that's why we're in alignment. This is my coincidental because when we saw that ritual,
Yes.
and yes, that was the original people of that land or of the islands, right?
That's right. Yes.
And so that opened me up to create this story. I saw a bohio, Bohio, bohio.
Okay.
And I created this whole story in my head from seeing that.
Right.
So sometime later, I put it down on paper, and Jennison was born, a birth from that experience. And her mother happened to be from the islands and married a Englishman, and that's how she was, ended up in the UK. So yeah, I wanted to create these characters that, as much as possible, encompass some of the islands people.
Yes.
And share of like I said, yeah, he poisoned me and left me for dead may seem like it's a horror, but she goes through this event that was necessary to bring her to where she needed to be with her.
Okay. I'm with you. It's interesting when you said about going to the Dominican Republic and not just staying in the resort and going out and experiencing things. My husband and I, we went to the Dominican Republic for our honeymoon many years ago.
That's okay.
And we gone to this hotel. So we were on a budget, we've just paid for a wedding and et cetera, et cetera. And the hotel that we stayed in, there were people, lots of Brits, Germans, French, people staying in the hotel. But everyone, I'm going to use a Jamaican saying, kind of hitched themselves up right in the shadow of the building of the hotel when they would go down to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first day, my husband and I, we went out and we saw all these bodies crammed, packed tightly on all the sunbeds right up next to the hotel. And we thought, well, maybe we're not allowed to walk down the beach. And we thought, well, let's walk until someone tells us to go back. Okay. And so we walked down the beach and all these people kind of sat up on their sunbeds and watched us go, this kind of,
they're leaving?
We had the best time. We were there for 3 weeks. We had the best time. We met all these people, the vendors on the beach, and they were talking to us and they would cook us and bring us different foods. And it was just amazing. And then one day we decided that we were going to leave the hotel. We were going to go and get the local bus, go into the capital, which was about an hour's driving to the capital. We said, we didn't want to do an excursion. We wanted to do it independently. And we were told, you cannot. It's not safe. You will be kidnapped. You'll be murdered. You will die. And we say, okay, not sure that that's true. We're going to go. And
we're going to try it anyway.
So we went. And when we got back that evening, we went to the bar. And there's a Canadian woman working behind the bar. And she said to us, oh, are you the couple that went out by yourselves?
It got around the whole hotel. Everybody, that was the top of the hotel.
We were the talk of the hotel. These two foolish English people left the compound.
How dare they? What?
That's what people please. What is the point of coming all this way and just staying in the hotel and not actually experiencing the Dominican Republic, or only experiencing what the tour guides choose to show you?
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
Yeah, we took a risk. Yes, we took a risk, and we thought, we didn't know if we'd ever come this far again because, as I said, young, just starting out, didn't have much of a budget. I mean, since then we've been to so many other places. We've been fortunate, and we've been able to do quite a bit of traveling. But 30 plus years later, we still laugh about that experience of everyone going, you can't, you will die, you'll be killed, you'll be kidnapped, they will mug you, they will take everything, and then they'll take your life. Not a bit of it. Not a bit of it. No one came near us.
So I decided, so this is when the time I was going through and I was calling it my personal Eat, Pray, Love tour. So
Okay.
I had just started nursing, and at that time because I was in school full time previously, and I had just started working full time again because when I was in the program, it was very strenuous in a good way because that was the best education, not only for nursing, working in healthcare, but just life. I took on so many life experiences from that. I didn't work, and it was the first time in my life I've never worked. So
Yes.
so I'm starting nursing again, and I was like, okay, let me put some money aside to go somewhere. And I was supposed to go on this girl trip with some coworkers. They decided not to go. I still went. I booked this trip to Mexico, to Tulum.
Oh, yes.
Same thing. And it was telling me because it was already booked. And I made up my mind. I was like, I'm going.
Yeah.
I was telling people that I was going there. It's like, oh my God, you can't go by yourself. The cartel is going to get you. They're going, all this.
I mean, it's this nonsense.
It is. It really is. And I went anyway. I'm not saying to people, not to be safe, but you do what's best for you because I'm still
Be
here.
reasonable. Just be reasonable. Good for you. Good for you.
And I went, and I had the best time, and that was part of the beginning of my own personal Eat, Pray, Love. So I had heard within myself to, if anything, go ziplining. Now this was at a time with zipline was first starting to come around, so it wasn't as sturdy as it is now. But to God, I'm still living.
I don't care how sturdy it is. I ain't doing it.
I can't. But and what at the zip line, that people do now, I'm like, wow, oh my God, I was on that very janky line. I'm surprised nothing happened, but
Fantastic.
So fast forward, I did the zip line, and the reason why I was supposed to do the zip line, it was I was supposed to experience that to open up the door to allow my husband into my life. I was in Mexico by myself. He was in the Dominican Republic by himself. And because I posted what I did out of, overcoming fear, I posted it online. We started talking online, and that's how we met.
Imagine. Okay. Sometimes that's just what you have to, that's how the door opens, right?
Yes.
But you have to be prepared to take that chance as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads us to The Trees Married Them, which came out last week.
Yes.
Came out on my mum's birthday.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine that?
And really?
Really?
Happy birthday to your mom. Oh my God.
Yes.
See, I told you this is a
connections.
Alignment. Oh my God.
The universe. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So The Trees Married Them, though so it's another novella, fiction.
Yes.
See, with a lot of truth, because I'm a firm believer in that. This was birthed from my love for trees and me and my mother's love for New Orleans. I'm not a person that writes a certain type a genre. That's just me. I just write what's in me to come out, what I believe that I'm supposed to exhale into this world to give them, the fresh breath of life, just like how the trees do us. And I talk about the Black Girl Gone Guru, where the trees, and this is why I dedicated this book to them, but my understanding of how nature works, the trees give us oxygen and we give them carbon dioxide. That's how they live. We live from oxygen. So for me to have new life in for me is, yes, I'm creating these books and so forth, but I'm also, if anything, throughout my books, you will see the common thing of self-discovery, because I do want people to understand that it's more than us. It's so much inside of us than it is what on the outside.
Yes, yes, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry, I just wanted to say about the about your launch on the 17th. Did you do anything special for that?
Yes, I ordered a Louisiana meal.
What's a Louisiana meal?
So, for me, so I'm in the area of Austin, Texas, which, I mean, yeah, driving by car is still around 10 hours, but they still celebrate Mardi Gras every
Okay, yeah,
especially in Houston. And so that day they had different events going around throughout Austin and the surrounding towns, but a lot of the restaurants had, though they still have different things like catfish and crawfish, but I ordered a Louisiana meal. I went outside. I said, thank you. Had to talk with my mother, because yes, this is a story told from the trees through me, but it's also a dedication, yes, to them, but also to my mother. So I had to talk with my mother as well.
Okay. So the trees married them. Okay. And you've got an event coming up in March that you're going to, a book event. So is this a book signing, did you say?
Yes. So the first official book signing is March 7th.
Okay.
At the Story Emporium in Huddle, Texas. Tonight, actually, I would be the featured author at an event that happens in Austin called Smush Blueberries. That's 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I'll be it's a Q&A, authors all being.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you finding the whole being an author thing? So I know that you also have your full-time job. You also have your day job. How are you balancing both? How are you at balancing both? I should say.
Well, the good thing is, the first time I stepped away from nursing was after Black Girl Gone Guru was put out into the world. I stepped away for a few years. I went back to nursing, but that was necessary to show me that, okay, there's some other things, if you choose to, Nikki, you can do. So when He Poisoned Me and Left Me for Dead came out, at that time I was part-time doing nursing, PRN, and if anyone doesn't know how PRN works in nursing, it's as needed, whether you're working through a nursing agency or a certain company, you just kind of work when you want to, which that has opened up to a lot of these different jobs, app jobs. Nursing has been doing that for a while.
Yep.
When we moved to South Florida, when we left Chicago, we moved to South Florida. I was doing school nursing over there because I wanted just a different environment.
Yeah.
But when I came to Texas, I decided to no longer work as a nurse and work more as an educator. Right. So I increased my business of wellbeing education. That's mostly online. and I would go and speak at different companies and so forth. And I also do like teaching, but I do teaching at my convenience. So it's not full time, but because the writing, the well-being education is full time, and everything else kind of just falls in where I allow to fit it in.
Yeah. It's good to have that flexibility, though, isn't it? Because, you know, you're probably working on book 4 as we speak.
Yeah. How you know it?
So we should have another conversation when you're about to launch book 4.
Yeah.
And will that be nonfiction as well?
Yes.
Sorry, will that be fiction as well?
Yes.
Book 4 will be fiction.
Fiction as well. And it would be about a nurse.
Okay, write what you know.
She's going to be the main character. And this is, again, I believe for me, when I write, I'm creating these characters, but as writers, we put big parts of ourselves into our stories. So she would be a main character she's a nurse that goes through a lot. Okay. But yeah, it's going to, and another thing that I like to create in my stories, you will see, whether it be he poisoned me, left me for dead, the trees married them. You can consider it to be either supernatural or magical realism. I love writing stories in that. Yes.
Yeah. That sounds very similar to my my Book Griffin short stories. So I have 2 podcast channels. One is the book chats, which this will be on. And then I have, so in my Ann Butler podcast, I either have interviews with authors or I will opine for 5 minutes or so about a type of a genre or trope. And I'll use a couple of books as an example to illustrate what it is that I'm talking about. I tend not to reference books that I didn't enjoy reading, just because, that is subjective. And if I'm leaving a review for a book, I'll leave a review for the book on one of the platforms, but I won't do a podcast episode about a specific book that I didn't enjoy. So the Ann Butler podcast is, what about, the amnesia trope, and for example, in these books. But on the Book Griffin podcast, I write these short stories. And they're only about 10 minutes long, the stories, but they are generally supernatural, slightly otherworldly. Most of them are. Occasionally I'll throw in a story about, working in an office and people are just awful. My colleague is absolutely awful and he's trying to get rid of me. But generally it is, something like I did a story that taps into the supernatural in Jamaica. And it's about a man whose son who's being bullied and he can't get any kind of remedy. So he falls back on his these skills that he inherited but was told never to use because of the potential for unintended consequences.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's good.
But for his son, he's decided, I'm going there because they need to leave my son alone. Mm-hmm. So that's there. So if you want to have a listen on the Book Griffin podcast, it's called DeLawrence.
Oh, I like that.
It's called DeLawrence. And there is this in Jamaica. If you talk to any of the old folk from Jamaica, and if you say to them DeLawrence, they'll go, oh, don't.
Oh my God.
It's witchcraft.
Oh, that's okay. I believe that a lot of so in He Poisoned Me and Left Me for Dead, not to give away but Jennison, when she goes through this mental break, her mom, which is from from the Caribbean, she sends her to her home, her birth home.
Yes.
And she works with this woman, which her character is called the old woman.
Right.
And Jennison thinks, she was like, oh, my mama sent me to this witch. But this woman, and she's called that because she practices something that is unfamiliar to a lot.
That's right. Yes.
But
yes.
I purposely put her in there because she's a woman that yeah she was necessary.
Okay. We'll leave that little teaser there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. Thanks, Nikei, for taking the time. It's having a nice chat. We're getting lots of love and lots of hearts here. So, well, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and we'll talk again, I hope.
Yes, we will. Thank you, and I see you across the pond soon.
Yes, I hope so. Thanks everyone for joining us. Yes, thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you again on another live.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.